Andrew, well, the deadline to fund the government is tonight, and right now there is no compromise in sight. Just 24 hours ago, it seemed that lawmakers in the Senate thought they had a deal that would keep the government open through February 8th. But then President Trump threatened to veto the bill unless it included money for a border wall. That had been one of his signature campaign promises. It's a rallying cry for his base, and Republicans decided it is now or never. So last night, the House voted to attach roughly $5 billion in money for the wall to that stopgap spending bill.
The House has now passed the bill. The Senate has passed the bill. Now we find where the common ground lies.
Don't know if you could hear it there, but he said they want to find where common ground lies. But guys, I'm not sure there is any right now. Democrats are totally opposed to any money for this wall, which means that there is a strong chance that we will head into another government shutdown.
But President Trump wants one. He's asked for one 25 times, and he said in front of us he'd be proud to shut down the government. It is nothing to be proud of. The bottom line is simple. The Trump temper tantrum will shut down the government, but it will not get him his wall.
Now, the Senate is supposed to take up the spending bill with the border wall funding this afternoon. It is expected to fail, and so no one is really sure what the end game is here, guys. Back over to you.
Okay, Ylan Mui.
There's so many questions.
There's so many questions.
Where to begin?
Where to begin? Just, is there any timeline today that we should be thinking specifically about in terms of the way the markets and investors are at least going to think about this?
So the Senate reconvenes at noon. So we would look for that vote for that spending bill to come up again in the Senate sometime this afternoon. Right now, senators are flying back to Washington. Many of them had left town because they thought they were done. They thought they had this deal. They thought they could go home and enjoy their Christmas holidays. So now senators are trying to make their way back to Washington. They're hopping on flights. And so they want to make sure that there are going to be enough lawmakers in town to vote on this in order to see what happens next. One of the things that really made a difference in the House yesterday, there had been a lot of questions over whether the House would even be able to pass that $5 billion for the border wall funding. You remember just about a week ago, Nancy Pelosi said to President Trump, you don't have the votes to do this. Well, it turns out, actually, they did. And part of that was because they put a lot of pressure on members who are leaving the House, either retiring or perhaps who lost their seats or who were going to just leave Washington altogether. They made sure that they stayed and they voted. And so they were able to get this through the House last night with a very comfortable margin. Yeah. Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy also saying that the House has no plans to vote on a so-called clean spending bill. So there's no chance that even if this bill fails in the Senate, that the House would then go back and vote on just that simple, straightforward stopgap spending measure. So we're staring down the barrel of a government shutdown here with just hours to go and just a few days before the holidays.